Joseline's Cabaret, Texas, episode 7 review slash recap. When it comes to the Hennessy and Neek fight, I can't really say who won because that's where we left off on episode 6. So that's where we start back off on this episode, them fighting when they get off the bus before rehearsal. It was cool. I definitely feel like Hennessy was more ready than Neek. I saw like Hennessy squaring up properly. Neek was kind of swinging with an open hand at certain points. But I also see that during the fight, Neek couldn't really see because she had a bonnet on and Hennessy was pulling it. So it kind of was over her eyes. Just how I was just telling y'all in the Baddies Caribbean reunion review. Dia shouldn't have been fighting with that hoodie. Like, do not fight with nothing that could go over your eyes, child. And Neek keeps saying she's mad because Hennessy tried to sneak her. But after you was popping all that shit on the bus and y'all both agreed to fight when y'all got off the bus, you should have been ready for that. Like, I would have made sure that me and her was getting off the bus at the same time. Or I'm getting off before her. But Joseline came and she was like, okay, y'all need to calm down because we're not going to be able to get into the dance rehearsal place. Y'all making a bunch of noise. So, like, calm it down. Hennessy had Neek's wig, like, trying to rip it, like, rip the lace. And Joseline was like, okay, no, that's fucked up. She went over there and grabbed Neek's wig from Hennessy. And like everybody said, Neek is kind of getting on my nerves with all this yelling and now crying when you egged this fight on. You was literally hype about it, saying we could fight when we get off the bus. So don't say she snuck you. Don't say you didn't know this was going to happen. Don't say she started with you for no reason. Because you started with her on the bus, inserting yourself in the conversation about her and Rosé's friendship, which isn't your business. Hennessy mouth is nasty. She told Neek, SMD with your mother's mouth. Wow. And then Joseline was like, I don't understand what's all this yelling. Why y'all can't just fight and be quiet? Y'all can fight low-key and shut the hell up and we'll be good. But she was like, at the end of the day, the ones that want to go inside and dance, let's go inside. Anybody who stay out here, I'm just going to feel like you're not ready for the cabaret. So Hennessy was telling Rosé, I need to talk to you separately. And Rosé was like, no, it's $50,000 on the line. You want me to beef with them behind some shit when you beefing with them. Now Rosé is handling Hennessy how Hennessy was handling her. This is a competition. We fighting for 50K. Me and you not really friends like that. We just cool. But if it come down to it in this competition and you want to go against me, you will. So I'm going to do the same. You told them girls that you would fight Rosé. Now you think Rosé going to step up and jump into your fights and help you out? I wouldn't either. Because we clearly not friends like that. Hennessy decides that she can't go into rehearsal and just rehearse because she's so angry if she goes in there, she's going to fight Neek. Luckily, Neek has some real friendships that she's developing in the house, and those girls were able to get her out of the bathroom, get her freshened up, get her calmed down, and get her back outside to rehearsal. Dez and a few other girls. It was Dez, Jayla, Envy, Erica, and Isis. So all the girls who she's kind of been with from the beginning. So it seems like they're developing real bonds. Hennessy, you messed up the real bond that you had with Rosé, so now you don't have nobody to help you. And Joseline was like, I don't know if Hennessy's going to be able to move forward with the cabaret because we fight a lot. And if you can't come downstairs to dance after we fight, then it's not going to work. And remember, she owed Neek $1,000 from winning that challenge. So she gave Neek $1,000. So Joseline tells them that she's picking 5 girls to be in the Domino video. So she has them at rehearsal with Ricardo right now. And Oceans was kind of looking around while she was talking because Joseline was saying, you know, I really want to help you girls. You guys have a real friend in me. If y'all want help with music, I'll help you. If you want help with acting, I'll help you. So she was like, let me ask you something, Ocean. What the hell is wrong with your neck? So Joseline was like, you look like you don't believe what I'm saying. And Ocean was like, oh, it's not that I don't believe you. So Joseline was like, so what is that face? Say what you think. Ocean tried to say she was hot. And Joseline was like, it's cold in here. I have on a whole jacket. And told her, B, watch your faces because I'll drop you like a bad bag of dope. And just for that, keep her far away from me today. And then in her confessional, she's just reading Ocean's down. Oh, fix your MFN ugly, big, goofy face, B. She had Ocean gassed up thinking that because she was willing to be a lap dog, she was going to be cool. No, when you show Joseline that you're willing to be a lap dog, you get treated like the lap dogs. Look how she treat Raven, Danny, and Andrea. That's what you signing up for. And she had Oceans thinking she was cute because she told her, oh, I think you're so cute and I think your body would look great standing next to mine. But now she's reading you down. She wanted you standing next to her because Joseline wanted to be the baddest bee on stage. That's why the girls who she keep around, in my opinion, don't look as good as her and they don't have as nice of bodies as her. Danny, Andrea, Oceans. The only person who kind of got a really nice body and is pretty who she keeps around now is Raven. But look what all Raven has to go through to be there, getting choke slammed left and right and everything else. So Isis sneezed. Isis did sneeze into her arm, but Joseline was like, hey, when you sneeze inside of your shirt, bitch. So she wants you to sneeze like this. Because remember, Joseline told the girl last season, who you coughing at, or a couple seasons ago, she don't want you coughing at her. She don't want you sneezing around her. She don't want to be around nobody germs. So when they finished rehearsing, Joseline was asking Ricardo who he thought had it, and he was saying Neek. And Joseline was like, oh no, she be talking too much and she be playing. Raven was in her confessionals basically saying what I said, that Neek was talking so much on the way over here, and it resulted in a fight where also Hennessy didn't come to rehearsal. It's like this could have all been avoided if you just wasn't running your mouth so much on the bus. So then she told Isis, oh, I didn't see you doing nothing today. You was hiding, like basically saying you wasn't dancing good. Because she definitely saw her because she just told her to stop sneezing outside of her shirt. And Ricardo was like, your energy seemed off. And Jocelyn was like, yeah, what's the tea? And Isis was like, it seemed like you be picking on me a little bit. And Jocelyn was like, if you feel like I'm picking on you as a grown-ass woman, if I felt like somebody was picking on me, I wouldn't be around them. It low-key sounded to me like Jocelyn want Isis out, but she got to look for a reason. But she kind of letting her know, I don't really want you here, and if you do something, I'm going to get rid of you. She probably really don't like that the girl got the same birthday as her. Because Jocelyn is not going to want nobody around who got a similar strong personality like hers. She can't control somebody like that. Jocelyn was like, I'm not going to baby y'all. I fired my assistant because he's a bit. So Danny was sitting there with her mouth open like, and Jocelyn was like, close your mouth. You're not sucking D. So the next day we see Lexi, Gold, Queen Envy, Danny, and Oceans talking. And then Rose comes in and sits with them. So they started talking about Rose and Hennessy's friendship again. And Rose was like, we took a walk and the way she explained it to me made sense. And Danny was like, but do you feel like you're being manipulated? And Rose was like, yeah, I don't think she's really trying to manipulate me. But I think in her mind, she feel like if I'm really her friend, I should say F all of y'all and just be with her. Even after she said that if it all comes down to it, she'll go against me for the money. So it do seem like Rose is just waking up and seeing that Hennessy is probably not really a good person and not really a good friend. That's the vibes I personally get from her. But I also think that Rose is kind of flipping a little quickly to being so cool with these other girls that she just fought, especially when she said if she fights somebody, it's up for life. Like, I feel like there's a few other girls that she could have been getting close to if she didn't trust Hennessy anymore, but not Oceans and Envy, the girls who fought you when you got put into the house. Like, Lexi asked Rose, what you think is going to be the next steps with y'all? And Rose was like, well, we still share a room, so we still going to have our interactions. And Oceans was like, oh, well, you could come sleep with me. And Rose was like, okay, like, immediately. Like, you going to leave the room with Hennessy and go sleep with the girl who you fought? Like, at that point, I'll just sleep on the couch if I can't get my own room. So Hennessy comes to meet Jocelyn in the front of the house, and Jocelyn's like, what happened? Like, you missed your choreography, you missed your rehearsal, you couldn't take the heat. So Jocelyn was like, are you able to go back in and be peaceful so that you can actually learn the choreography? Hennessy says yes. So when Jocelyn brought Hennessy into the house, she also gave Lexi a shout out and said that she felt like, she saw Lexi as one of the main girls who was really doing her thing with the domino choreography. Lexi got really emotional, started crying, said that she was happy that she was getting noticed because she has been working really hard. And Queen Envy and a few of the other girls looked really happy for her. So Jocelyn was like, well, you guys know Hennessy and Neek got into a little scuffle. And, Hennessy was like, yeah, that was some BS. And Neek was like, I just feel like it was weird how you snuck me. Didn't look like Hennessy replied. But Jocelyn was like, okay, well, like, basically, let's put it to rest. And told Hennessy to go back to join the ladies. Jocelyn tells us that Kay had to go home early. The doctor said that she had to heal and she couldn't continue coming back to the house because I guess they know she was likely at risk to fight again. And the way her face keeps busting and getting these knots immediately, yeah, she can't risk another fight, especially with all that work done to her face. So Kay will not be returning. And then she also told us that Chinks left, which we kind of already knew last week. But Kay did seem like Jocelyn was really nice to her. She said Jocelyn spoke life into her and Jocelyn made her see that there's still nice people left in the world. So she had a very nice experience with Jocelyn, compared to some of the other girls who have been on Jocelyn's Cabaret. So Jocelyn tells them that she wants them to put on their cowgirl outfits because they're going to have like a who can be the sexiest challenge today because any girl who goes on tour with her has to be sexy. And obviously this is Jocelyn's Cabaret, Texas, so the cowgirl theme. Now, this part did get very explicit, so I'm going to use a picture here, but I'm going to do a more explicit version on my YouTube. So y'all have the option to watch this one or both. So Diamond has said, so what's the catch? Because it's not hard for all of us to be sexy. And Jocelyn was like, there's no catch, but since you think the challenge is going to be so easy for y'all to be sexy, you're going to go first, Diamond. And Diamond is all like, oh, I'm not comfortable with my body. I just had a baby. I don't know what I'm going to wear. My boobs are too big. I need to stop running my mouth and putting myself in effed up situations. Yes, you need to learn how to shut the up. You and your bestie Raven both have that issue. So they was on the bus on their way to their challenge and they was thinking that they was going to have to bull ride and try to be cute. And honestly, that would have been a cute little fun challenge too. Maybe Jocelyn will do that later, but that's not the challenge. She literally just wanted them to dance. But the thing that they didn't know was that they were going to be dancing in front of Jocelyn and Ballistic. So the girls are all like kind of nervous when they realize Ballistic is there. And Jocelyn's like, have you guys been introduced to Ballistic? And they're like, not properly. So they all say hi to him. And she's like, well, he helps me with everything I do. So he's going to be helping me pick the 5 girls for the video. And if you know, Jocelyn and Ballistic definitely do 3 ways and get down like that. So sometimes I feel like they be looking at girls from the show to potentially do that with as well. But Ballistic wasn't really saying much this whole time. Jocelyn kept asking him his opinion and he just kept saying, yeah, she's cool. Yeah, she could dance. He wasn't doing too much. Even though Jocelyn said he was getting a Woody. particularly when Dez performed. But I'm going to tell y'all my opinion on the girls' dances one by one, and then I'm going to tell you the 5 people at the end who I feel like Joseline should choose for the video. And that's going to be the end of the recap. So first off, we have Diamond. Diamond was just the boob show. All she did was take them out, shake them around, had them flopping all over the place. It really wasn't sexy. It kind of was just like goofy. You know how Wet Wet just takes her boobs out and just like, but imagine that with way bigger boobs. But I will say that Joseline was actually nice to all of the girls. She told them all that they did a good job. Envy Erica, I don't have a picture of her up here. She didn't impress me. She kind of looks like the Purge mask to me, and her body is cool, but it just wasn't all that to me. And Joseline sitting there talking about Erica's cooch was pink and pretty and little, and it just looked so perfect for her to stick her tongue right into it. I'm like, see, this is what I'm talking about. Joseline want her and Ballistic to take Erica down. This is recruiting for them. Voodoo Girl tried to be extra and came out with these coyote ears and like this gold bathing suit with a coyote tail. Like, you're stupid. Okay, so next up is Dez. She did great to me. She was definitely in the top 5 and one of the girls that I would say should be in the video. She knew how to have sex appeal without having to do too much. It didn't seem like she fully got nude, but she was still able to be sexy. So after Dez performed, Joseline was like, Ballistic, you can't be letting the ladies mesmerize you like that, because remember I told y'all he got a Woody after Dez performed. And Erica was like, oh, she's off limits, saying that her and Dez messing around or whatever. And Joseline was like, oh, y'all doing all that in the house? I need to come spend the night. So Isis was like playing with these firecrackers. Like you see she had this fan with the firecrackers. So I felt like she had a good performance. My opinions on Isis and Queen Envy is kind of the same thing Joseline said. It was like they had tricks, and we'll get to Queen Envy, but y'all can see her down here. Like she was playing with fire as well. I just felt like what they did was interesting, and it would definitely be good for the Cabaret show to keep people entertained. But is it like the sexiest performance alive? No. Because you're really going to be kind of worried about the person who's setting themselves on fire rather than being like mesmerized by them and how sexy they are. Oceans wasn't it for me. To me, she was just kind of flailing around, but I see how some people could like that, you know? And then like Joseline said, while she was twerking and all of that, her choreography is terrible. So I can't say she should be in the video. Okay, next up is Hennessy. While I don't really like her personality on the show, and I don't necessarily think she's real, I will give credit when credit is due. She gets my vote for the second spot. The body was tea, and she knew what to do with the body. Joseline going to say, I would love for her to get her boobs done again. It looked like the babies be beating them up, just punching her in her boobs. But besides that, she looks good. I'm like, Joseline always going to find a way to be shady. That girl looks good. Next up, Andrea. To me, very similar to Oceans. You know, just doing a lot of flailing and twerking and body rolling, and you don't have much body. So that doesn't do anything for me. But it might do something for others. And then you shaking your behind with this coyote tail sticking out, like throwing me off. And Joseline basically said what I just said. She said, Andrea, I feel like sometimes you let yourself get in the way of how sexy you are because you make me forget that you're a grown woman with a child and a family. Like, this is childish. This coyote tail. So Joseline asks Ballistic to choose the next person, and he chooses Neek. Neek gets the number 3 spot. Neek is flexible, honey. She had her legs behind her head, child. She did the splits. She was on her head top. She gets the 3rd spot from me. Next up is Lexi Gold. I'm going to give her my number 4 spot because Joseline already said that she felt like she was the person who had the actual choreography down the best. So if we're talking about who should be in the music video, off of that alone, I'm going to give her the number 4 spot. As far as her performance, it was kind of similar to what I said about Andrea and Oceans, as far as just a lot of gyrating, twerking, body rolling. But Lexi has a lot of body, so that kind of works better for me. And at least Lexi did show some flexibility because she did do the splits as well. So next up is Jayla, aka Russian, because I heard Joseline call her that today. And Jayla had commented on one of my Joseline Cabaret reviews, and I saw her name was Russian Dreams. So I didn't know Jayla had 3 kids either. Joseline was like, I did not know Jayla had 3 kids. Jayla looks so young, and she's so small to have 3 kids. Body T, she 8. Also, Jayla tells us that she's never stripped, and she basically auditioned for this show based off of her having real dancing, like a real dancing background. She did professional dancing, like to the point where she's won trophies. Jayla was cool. Like, she says she has natural sex appeal. Clearly, she has 3 kids, but she's never stripped. So she was kind of stiff and kind of just showing off her flexibility a little bit more and just twerking rather than, like, doing, you know, as much as maybe what the other girls did. So next up is Raven. Raven was good, but to me, if you've seen Raven dance once, you've seen all there is to see. She kind of just shakes her titties around and stuff and just maybe bends over a little bit. But I think that Raven was in one of Joseline's other videos, so I'm not really choosing no OGs, as you can see, so she's not getting a spot. I feel like the OGs have had their chance. It's a lot of new girls. So I'm going to choose 5 of them to get the potential down below video spot. Diamond was so hyped when Raven was finished. She was rooting her on. That's my girl. That's my girl. Like a proud mom at a fucking sports event. Girl. Next up is Rose, and she gets my last spot for the down below music video. So it's basically these 5 right here. Des, Hennessy, Lexi, Neek, and Rose. Rose was the only one who thought to go grab another person and incorporate another dancer in her dance to help her bring some sex appeal. And we know that that's something that Joseline has those girls do on stage. Danny said they literally be eating each other's cat on stage. So yeah. But again, I'm noticing that Rose is getting very close to Oceans very quickly, because why did you choose her out of all the people? The girl you just finished fighting. So Hennessy peeped it. We'll see if that comes up later. Lastly, we have Queen Envy. So like I said, just like Isis, what she did was great and entertaining, but I don't know if I would call it the sexiest thing alive. She literally put her cat on fire, as you can see. Oh, I left out Danny. She gave nothing. Literally went on her head top, put $1 on top of her pants hole where her cat is, and made her cat fart. She queefed. So the episode ends here before Joseline makes her decision, and I will see y'all next week for episode 8 of Joseline's Cabaret, Texas. Bye.